right, welcome back. We watched another Japanese movie, Outlaw Gangster VIP, 1968. Now, I already did actually do a quick review of this whole series a while ago, just by myself,
Yeah,
like 2 years ago.
I think I remember that one.
But neither of you guys had seen any of these movies, and Nick had been talking about doing a Yakuza movie, so this is what I got for you. 1968. This is supposedly based on, it is. It's based on a memoir of a real Yakuza, Goro Ishida or something. I can't remember his last name, but
His life is very sad and depressing.
he cries a lot.
Yeah.
But he wrote this memoir, so these movies are very loosely based on that.
Mm-hmm.
But, let me get your guys' initial thoughts on this movie.
I was bummed out that Goro did not have 2 extra arms. I thought this was the origin story of Goro. From Mortal Kombat. No.
Yeah.
Most of it I liked. It's the only thing, I don't know what it is with like most 60s movies. To me, it feels like they're longer than what they actually are.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I guess it's like the same music being used so many times.
This movie is about an hour and a half.
Yeah.
It's definitely not an action movie. It has some action in it. It's really more of a kind of a drama.
Yeah.
It's definitely got a lot of male-female relations going on. You got a couple. So this movie starts, you have... we get a really brief thing in the intro of Goro's childhood. He's like, his mom's sick and dies. His sister's sick and dies. Yeah. He's like in an orphanage. He escapes this apparently terrible place with his big brother.
It's like a war camp prison.
Oh, because he had stolen some rice balls from a street vendor.
Yeah, he got caught stealing. Let's do these shots real quick, too. Cheers.
Cheers.
All right.
19 more subscribers, and then Nick gets destroyed.
Yep.
I don't think Nathan's got the guts.
Full on destruction.
Got some ideas from this Yakuza movie.
Yeah.
Swinging knives randomly.
Slash that knife around, catch you in the face.
Yeah.
Get a sick... If you're doing knives, you can do the face. I want a sick facial scar.
Yeah.
Okay. You heard it here. He agreed to it.
There you go.
I'm going to make
Sealed
up
in blood.
Yeah.
Verbal contract.
So, these two guys grow up together, and then we get to go straight to our main character where he's sitting alone. He's thinking about this shit. He's all sad and depressed like he is through most of this movie. And then somebody runs in and says, hey, our boss is being attacked. So he runs out to this bar, and there's a guy there that starts shooting. He shoots like two of the dudes and is about to shoot his boss when he jumps on his back and they fall over this like banister. He gets up and it's his big brother from the past.
Stabs him.
He's like, how could it be you? You're for the Ueno clan and I'm from the Mitsubishi clan or the fuck it is.
You truly meant to split up.
Yeah. And so he's like, his big brother is about to shoot him, but he like starts having a coughing fit. We see that he's kind of sick, and that's when Goro comes in and stabs him in the stomach.
Yeah.
They both get arrested and go to prison for like 3 years. So he gets out, and now things have kind of changed. His clan is like on the decline. The bad guys, the bad clan is coming up.
Hero clan's the
Ueno clan and the Mitsubara clan.
Oh.
The Matsuba clan.
But so he comes back into town, and he's kind of just wandering around his old places. He runs into his young lady from the small town. He saves her.
The perfect wife.
Yeah, the perfect waifu.
Yeah.
As Nick was thinking the whole time.
She cooks, she cleans,
stays by his side.
She'll take a slap and just turn back and look at him lovingly.
Get called so many names by him and still be there.
Yep.
The perfect waifu.
Yeah, so, when he finds out that his friend his big brother who's in prison, like his wife ends up as a prostitute. His own woman left him and married another man. So there is a lot of time setting this up where he's going and eating and drinking and he's kind of moping around a little bit.
I was kind of hoping he was like going to bang her to get back at the brother for shooting up his clan.
Yeah.
But he's like, no, I'm not here for that. We're just gonna talk.
We're gonna talk all night.
Yeah, all night. Ugh. It's rough. Ugh.
I've heard some prostitutes say that men will hire them just to
Oh,
cuddle
yeah.
and talk. They're so fucking
I've
sad.
had one tell me that. She's
Yeah.
You
like,
guys spend a lot of times consorting with women of the night? Or?
I had a customer that was a woman of the night, and
I
she
guess
would
working
say
at that
same
mattress
thing.
store, that
Yeah.
does make
Yeah,
sense.
selling them sofas.
She's got to replace them occasionally.
But yeah, that is one thing she would say. She's like, I don't hardly ever do anything. We just cuddle, and that's about it. I was like, can you make how much? Oh, a couple grand a night. I was
Yeah, just cuddling.
like, just cuddling.
I could do that. Fuck.
I mean,
But would anybody pay you to do that?
It's
the
niches.
question.
There's some freaks out there, I reckon. Some weirdos.
okay.
I felt like this movie did kind of burn through things pretty quickly. Like there wasn't in some of I guess it's contemporary American films, it would have been like a 2.5 hour, 3 hour movie
Yeah.
where they're kind of building up. You wouldn't like the flashbacks of where you're setting up the childhood and everything would have been much longer. I feel like everything did just kind of boom, boom.
Oh, definitely
boom,
that
boom,
opening
boom.
scene. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, even throughout the rest of the movie, it felt like just everything was moving really quickly. You had to really be paying attention and absorb what was going on.
Mhm.
Otherwise, you're going to miss it. You know, and you had to make sure that you're recognizing faces and stuff because he has a woman when he gets arrested. He's got a woman with him, the one that ends up marrying a businessman.
Oh, Goro. Goro had the lady who's supposed to wait on him.
I'll
3
wait for
years.
you.
Yeah, wait for you.
He was in jail
Nope.
3 years for stabbing a person. That's not even a long sentence.
Yeah, it's not. What a bitch.
And then she's just like, yeah, you know. You think she's like writing him letters or something? Not
Found
at all.
a
No,
salary
just,
man.
yeah,
Yeah,
found a
found-
salary.
Not in Japan. I don't think they allow letters to come in while you're in prison. You have to sit in solitude and reflect on
Just
your time.
think about what you did.
Yep. They come out reformed.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I want to talk about the action in this movie. What is there? It's not, it's not crazy. To me, it's almost more realistic how kind of messy it is. There's just a lot of thrashing about, a lot of like
You're very
tackling,
clumsy.
Oh,
and
Yeah,
Big
slopping
crowds.
around in the mud.
I mean,
It seemed like a few of them were afraid to like stab.
yeah,
Is what I took from it. Because they would like all kind of.
maybe they
Whoa.
saw the opening and then they
Whoa.
were like, "Oh wait a minute, I can't actually stab him because
Yeah.
it's not in the script." 'Cause it doesn't really look that choreographed. It is a little bit, but it seems
Yeah.
a lot of it. It's just like
Some dudes
yeah.
kind of just hesitate.
just go in there and just start.
Yeah.
I mean,
Nobody
rolling around.
stab this guy. Just let him run through you.
Yeah, it does kind of have
Yeah.
that feeling, but I kind of like that though. I mean, I still prefer the true gold standard, which is Zatoichi.
I was
but-
just going to mention some of the scenes where Goro's getting chased through alleys and hallways and stuff, and it's just tons of dudes chasing after him. And it's
Oh, this
just
is the
one.
next day that he's out of prison, by the way. This
Yeah.
isn't like weeks and months.
Well,
after
he went drinking in the other clan's area
Yeah.
and caused all this shit to happen. Like, they never really point out the fact that is what happened. He
Yeah.
said, "No, I want to go to places I want to go to.
Yeah.
Fuck what happens." And so they just start drinking, and the guys are like, "What the fuck you doing in our territory?"
Yeah.
And then he ends up stabbing one of the bosses in the back.
Mm. And then, what was it? So, oh yeah, the boss did a favor for him later on and hid Goro
Yeah,
in the
because he didn't
alleyway.
kill him.
Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna be the one to kill you.
Yeah,
Nobody
now we're
else
even.
is."
Now
yeah.
I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah. Which I thought that aspect was kind of cool.
That was
He was.
pretty
He had a little bit of that old school Yakuza honor
Yeah.
when most of those guys are just dirtbags.
Right.
Yeah.
So, like at one point, one of their guys that he goes partying with from their clan, he gets captured, and so Goro goes in there and he's like, "I want to get him free."
Oh yeah.
So there's a great scene where he takes his tanto and stabs it into the
Mhm.
boss's desk, and he does the thing. He puts his pinky down and slams it down, cuts off the pinky, gives it to him, And he's like, and the evil boss is like, "Oh, great, thank you. Yes, we will give him back to you." And they just bring the guy's corpse and like dump it on top
Throw
of
him
him.
out there. Yeah.
It's like, and that's like one of our first big fights where he's like, "I'm gonna fucking kill you."
Yeah.
He lunges over, but he misses, and there's like kind of this chase
So
through this
many
alley and
times.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah, so the lady that he meets.
yeah.
So the first night he's out, he brings her back to the house and tells her to stay there. I'm gonna go party with my bros.
She's already completely in
Yeah.
love with him.
yeah.
He's like,
Well, 'cause
"Stay in
he-
here, wait. We're gonna go party." She's like, "Okay."
Yeah. Cool.
He eventually comes back. She's got him breakfast.
Yeah.
Ready.
And he's like, I
He's
gotta
like-
go back out.
Yeah, he's like, "Get the fuck." She makes him breakfast, and he's like, "Get the fuck out of here, or I'll smack you up."
Yep.
And she's like, "Okay." And then he goes out, and then she's out there still waiting, and he does smack her. And then she's like, "But I love you. I want to be your woman."
And he's like, all right, here's my keys. Go back in the apartment. Wait there.
Yeah, I
You
gotta
can
do
take a smack, go
Yep.
back to the apartment, and wait.
I gotta go see what my past future wife is doing.
Yeah, I gotta go cry about her.
Yeah.
She
Oh.
who dumped me when I was in prison.
Oh no, she's with that guy. All right, well, I
Yeah.
guess I'll go back home now and cry about that for a bit.
It's definitely got more of a. It's definitely playing up the emotions of the Yakuza familial thing, because like you have two brothers. Well, there's like two sets of brothers. You've got our two kind of main character and his older brother, and then you have this young Yakuza in Goro's clan, whose brother is also in the other clan. And the young guy in his clan is this fucking goofball idiot that has no business being a
The other
Yakuza.
one is sophisticated. He's got a cat.
got a cat. Yeah.
Yeah. He throws the cat to battle his brother in his room.
Launches that cat.
Ah, breaks the ball.
So you've got that drama, and then you have the drama of all these of the relationships with these women. With Yakuza are bad, but we fall for these men because they're just so
alpha.
bad. Because they're so bad, but it's so good. You know, that's how it is.
But Goro keeps telling everybody to go away.
Yeah.
Just go away. Start you a new life. And then they die. They just
Yep.
die.
So all the people he's trying to save end up fucking dying.
Like the goofy kid, which was the brother that ends up dying.
Yeah.
And then he's like chilling out with his dead brother in the box, which I'm still fascinated. They're like, here's your box.
Carry the
with
box of
your
ashes. Yeah.
ashes. Good luck. But he stops at the restaurant, I guess, that they always go to, and the chef's like, take my daughter with you.
Yeah, you've been hanging out for
Yeah.
a while, so
Here she is.
and then he still doesn't get it.
Yeah.
And then she has to follow him.
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Well, bye." And then she's like, "Don't you? Isn't there anything else you want to say?" And then finally, he's like, "Okay."
I kind of like you.
You're pretty.
Oh, really? I do too.
And he's like, "Well, she's like, well, I'll call for you when I get settled in. Just walk with me to the train station." She's going to buy him some lunch, and dude just gets stabbed
Yeah.
right on the.
I thought that was actually that scene was pretty cool because like when they cut over, it's just like 5 dudes surrounding him,
Yeah.
and it's all really quiet. You're kind of not sure what's happening.
I
and
wanted
then-
it to be like some anime style type thing, like as he's walking, because you still don't have the blood yet coming out, and then just blood just sprays.
Oh
everywhere.
yeah. That would have been.
That would have been kind of cool, I think.
I thought it was corny. You could tell the blood, like where he was, because it cuts down to his legs, and you could see like the trail of blood had started
Had already
before he
started.
was walking.
Yeah. Well, maybe it did squirt a little bit.
Yeah.
Like a little.
I want full
Got
on
some
sprays.
distance.
I want sprays of blood. Is there more blood in the future Yakuza movies? Or
I will
They're all-
let you know.
I mean, these movies, they're all pretty much like this one.
Okay.
Yeah, they're all just like this.
Gotcha.
Some of them kind of retell the same story. You know, it's very, I don't want to say formulaic, but it definitely, they have common themes that they go back to in this series. I think there's 5 of these movies. There's either 5 or 6, I can't remember.
Yeah.
And they're all pretty good. But yeah, it's definitely, I mean, my favorite Yakuza movies are Miike movies. Takashi Miike makes the best Yakuza movies because he's demented and a horrible person.
And likes to bring out rocket launchers out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Yes. No, that was totally contextual. Actually, that was correct.
Oh, you've seen those?
Was that not?
He watched Dead or Alive. He watched
Yeah.
that
You did
with us
watch-
at
yeah.
the theater.
That was
Oh,
at the
you were
yeah.
there.
That was when
Interesting.
Nathan and I
Okay.
found out that we both like Chiba-Mato.
Okay.
Yeah, that
forgot-
was
I
totally
forgot you
that
were
was
there.
totally warranted.
Yeah,
that was
okay.
100%.
That's a different. I mean, there's still similar themes.
Yeah.
Like Yakuza movies, they all have this like familial bond and this obligation and this thing about the thing with the women too. Like, oh, that you're so bad, I can't be with you. Yes, I am bad, but you can't be with me. But we still have to.
Yeah.
Although it's just if it's a Miike movie, then you'll have the Yakuza boss that's shoving ladles up his ass.
Oh yeah.
He has this ladle ass collection.
While
you
she's
know?
laying in a pool of semen,
Yeah, I mean, but that's
and then a dog comes in.
so. These are precursors to those movies. They're more wholesome. There's some blood in them, but you could show a
Yeah.
kid these movies. You know, it'd be fine nowadays. You know, it's like there's a little bit of blood and people get stabbed, but it's
Yeah.
not really that any kind of
Right.
goriness or bloodiness or
Oh,
anything.
thank you.
Oh, good. Thanks.
Oh,
Well, yeah, get those.
thank you.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Those things were really offending me. I was like, get those off our fucking table for the show. Why are you taking so long? Just like,
300 subscribers.
I shouldn't be working here these
I'm
days.
not supposed to be working today anyway. You know, other bitches on vacation.
Going to Europe. What does she think she is?
All right, so his older brother gets out of jail, and he's clearly going to be dying soon. It's like he knows it.
He's got the TB.
yeah, he's got the
The
was
old
trying to-
tuberculosis.
he's got what they thought the coof would be. He's
Yeah.
got the real coof.
He's like
Oh,
he,
some
he,
shit.
goof, yeah.
he was trying to play it off to everybody. He's like, yeah, I just messed with the doctor
Yeah.
to make him think that I had it.
But since he's part of the Ueno clan, he thinks he can talk his way out of it and buy them some time. Goro, his woman, and then his own wife, the three of them, to get away.
They're gonna be like a forple.
Yeah, they're gonna
Yeah.
go out to the countryside and be a forple.
Yeah.
And well, they kill him.
Yeah.
This is like a pretty good brutal scene. Like they
Ugh.
stab the shit out of this
Yeah,
guy
they
repeatedly.
all
He's like
stab him
crawling
with dog
away.
shit.
His
Yeah.
face is slashed, and just each guy is like
stabbing.
it's like this is the most intense fucking thing they've ever done. Like every one of them is just coming in on this guy's back,
I
stabbing
was
him in the
kind of
back.
hoping like he had a grenade, like he was
That would have
he
been
was
sick.
gonna off himself
He was-
anyways.
He was
like,
gonna have
I'm
a
gonna take everybody.
or he was going to have like a Boromir moment and just
Yeah.
come back up with his
Yeah.
knife and then just start killing people and then
Right.
fall. No, he just fucking
I
died.
know. Yeah, I think he took a couple out with him.
Yeah,
And I was getting annoyed. I was like, "There's so many times it looks like you
He
should have
did.
get more people
yeah.
than
He had
what you did."
tuberculosis, Patrick. How many people have you killed with
I can't
tuberculosis?
discuss that
With tuberculosis?
without
Oh, well. See, you have no idea then.
pending.
So
So yeah, he gets stabbed the shit out of him.
yeah, so Goro says, "Fuck it, I got to go kill all these people now." He sends the women off on the train.
The time frame's weird to me because when they brought it up, they're like, "This man was found dead at 6 o'clock."
They did find it
stabbed."
pretty quick. Yeah,
And then
that's
at the-
true. I
and
didn't
then-
think about
and then
that.
they're at the bus and they're like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, it's 12:22." 6 hours later.
Yeah, that was kind of.
Y'all been waiting there for 6 hours, huh? It's
Yeah.
weird.
I didn't even notice that, but yeah, but so he goes back to he finds out where the whole clan is. They're partying because they feel like they've won everything. Oh, because we did skip the part where they murdered the entire Mitsubishi clan.
Oh,
rolled
they
up with
drove the
guns.
fucking Willie's Jeep. Excuse me. They drove the Willie's Jeep through the front door and just immediately
came
are
out
just
with
boom,
guns.
boom, boom,
Yeah.
boom, boom,
Oh,
boom.
yeah. They,
These guys were pulling
Murder
knives
them all.
out, but they just unloaded
No.
guns.
I
Was
thought
that-
that scene was cool too because as they were like getting ready for war, they're like busting open crates of fucking firearms and
was that
stuff.
before or after they met up with the higher Yakuza clan to?
That Yeah, that was after.
was
Because they
after.
signed a peace
Yeah.
deal, basically, and then they killed them all.
You're right. Okay.
Yeah, they were just fucking shitty, not
That passes the scene
Yakuza,
too, where
no
they're
honor.
all trying to kill the chief of the matzo ball clan, and like the brother kills the brother,
Yeah.
and at one point they're like, "Okay, we're gonna do peace," and then at the second time they killed. They're like, "Oh, they signed for peace with one hand, but murder with the other hand."
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do all that.
And then after that, they go, oh, we're at war, but then they
Yeah.
just roll up and kill all of the good guys, basically.
But the Willys Jeep, I thought that was funny. They had a Willys Jeep from 1945.
Yeah, I got left
They
there
had
from the
yeah,
war.
Yeah, from World War II.
Well, they never made it to the mainland.
I don't know, dude.
I'm not
Now
gonna
you're
get
getting into.
I'm not
Yeah.
gonna get into it.
They did work with Germany.
But Germans didn't have no fucking Willys Jeeps. We're not gonna get into it. We're
You're
gonna
talking about an
dovetail. We're
American
gonna
Jeep.
get-
I'm thinking
Is
of
this
the
an American
gun that was offered to Goro.
Okay,
That was a
we're gonna- yeah,
Nambu.
we're gonna
No,
get-
that
we're
was a
gonna-
Nambu. That
we're
was
gonna
a
get out of
Japanese
this.
gun. It was like
We're gonna
a
go on.
9mm gun.
We're gonna go on from this. We're gonna get to the final shit where it's a pretty cool scene. I like it where he goes to the club and this woman starts singing this song. A song I've heard many times. I guess it's it's like a classic
It is. It's a jazz standard. I looked
Japanese
it up on the way over
Japanese
here.
jazz standard.
Mm.
Their version of that.
Lilu.
Yeah, Lilu. So she's singing that, and then it just cuts to him like going in first and coming after the boss, and he running away, and then it's another one of these kind of chase scenes.
That last scene was really good
Yeah,
because that was something I think I've seen in American mob movies where it's showing like a lot of violence and stuff, but you're not hearing any of that. You're just hearing this jazz singer sing basically the final song to the
Yeah,
movie.
I commend her for continuing to sing while there is
While
a ruckus happening.
the ruckus.
professional. Well, she's like at a Yakuza bar.
It's
so
like,
she knows.
This is
I
like
got
the
paid
third
to do a
time this
job.
week that
Yeah.
this has happened.
Yeah, so they have the chase through the thing, and he eventually kills a bunch of people, gets the boss, gets the sub boss,
Yeah.
the guy that had helped him and said he would kill him later. He kills him,
Failed to do so.
and it's always this like running stab into the gut.
Yeah.
And and
like
I've seen this
embracing him.
duplicated in anime.
Yeah.
Anime does this. You'll see it. It's definitely from these movies. Just like holding a knife here and then like running in and stabbing in the gut, and then the face is like down here. And you're like,
It's weird that they can't see that coming.
yeah.
Well, you've seen that. There's that picture of that one Japanese collectivist getting stabbed by like the young student. He's doing the exact same pose. I don't know if you know what the picture I'm talking about.
I
There's
know
a
what you're
picture where like, because at one point that was pretty common.
Yeah.
He's doing that. He's doing that exact same thing, and he's trying to. This guy's speaking openly
Yeah.
about communism.
Mm.
And this Japanese student's just like got this little knife, and he's just like, "I'm about to kill you." And you get the picture right before he does it.
Yeah.
And I think that's a relatively common move out there. I wouldn't know. I ain't been there.
Classic stabbing move
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
Japan. But yeah, so he gets stabbed a few times, and then just kind of goes to this scene where it kind of slows down, and he's like in this alleyway, and he's like kind of limping forward, and he's seeing all the people that he cares about. Most of them have died, and then it kind of cuts away. And if you'd only seen this one movie, if you only knew there was one movie, you might think that you wouldn't know if he had lived or died. Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, he's still walking, but he's definitely been stabbed a few times.
He got stabbed in the femoral.
So it's got
artery.
that emotional thing where he's like crying again. He does a lot of crying in this, but I think so. Overall, I think the guy that plays Goro he's a good actor. He's got a very animated. He's very alpha. No, but he's got a very animated face. Like he's got charisma.
It's that
think-
jacket, man.
The jacket
Yeah, the
really does
jacket.
it. When you just
Yeah.
drape it over the
With
shoulders.
his sandals.
But let's go to scores on this, and I think I'll start. I gave this entire series a 5 out of 5, but this is like I think this might actually be my third time watching this movie, the first movie, and I do think it is kind of overly long and slow at the beginning. So I'm gonna give it a 4. I think it's still really good, and I don't mind the pace of these kind of movies so much, but maybe it's just I've seen it too many times recently, but. I could definitely go with a little bit more of the action or more of the sort of like, wow, look at this dude, he's fucking badass, versus just a lot of the crying and
Yeah.
emoting and walking down streets a lot.
We don't want to see him in his beta phase.
A lot of street cams and
You don't get to alpha before beta.
but yeah, so I'll give it a 4 out of 5.
Yeah, I'll go with a 3.5. Just because a lot of 60s movies just feels kind of slow to me. I don't know why it does, it just does. But yeah, definitely wanted more action or just more kind of I wouldn't say a heist thing, but let me do some weird stuff to fuck with these Yakuza clans. Like planning out shit, manipulating shit.
Yeah.
I think that would have been kind of cool to incorporate in that.
Yeah, it was definitely a lot of him reacting versus getting upset, getting stabbed, reacting to stuff. But yeah, he's not the master planner like Zatoichi is.
He's a man. He's like, they did this to me. I'm gonna go do this now.
Zatoichi always sets him up and knocks him down. He was definitely more of a getting knocked down but coming back from it kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a 5 for me.
Because of the waifu, right?
I mean, that definitely played a part in it. Totally derailed my whole train of thought.
The traditional Japanese wife.
I didn't
derailed him.
I didn't. Yeah,
that's what he aspires to have.
I didn't.
No matter how mean you are to her, she'll make you tea.
Yep.
I'm not even that mean. Like, I'm not mean. I'll be nice.
You could be.
Don't go run out with the gang. Sure, you made breakfast. Hell yeah. All right, I'll stay home. You know what? Revenge ain't even that important to me. You know, like, I'll figure it out. I'll deal with it. You made what for breakfast?
That doesn't sound like a Yakuza to me.
No.
Well, by God, I'm not a Yakuza. I'm just a regular dude. I thought it was good. I didn't think that it ran too long. I actually felt like it moved pretty fast, and that might just be like an attention span thing.
Well, that's what I thought the first time I saw it too. I've just seen, it's like, maybe it's just I've seen it now like 3 times. But.
It seemed like it kind of went through like it was just another one of these films where like they left it to you to be able to stick through. You know, it didn't feel like there was a lot of like American 60s movies. It is like they're getting in the car, they're turning the car on, they're driving, they're looking back.
Oh yeah, when the man runs for like 3 minutes.
Yeah, that felt like that. Actually, I'm glad you mentioned that because it felt like that was one of the longer, unbroken scenes of the entire movie. Was just him running.
It looked cool.
Yeah,
he did a long take running through this neighborhood, but is it necessary? Is it really?
Is it necessary to the film?
You know, it's really good. But I'm like, no, that's impressive. One long take of this guy just looking it through town,
on the tracks and everything.
Camera right in front of his face.
I didn't feel like it was too long. I felt like it all moved at a pretty brisk pace.
Okay.
I liked that it wasn't necessarily, you weren't dealing with the mastermind. You're dealing with the regular dude getting out of jail and coping with, the woman that said that she would wait for him did not. And he's got all these emotional setups.
He already moved on to this other woman.
He didn't.
He didn't.
I know.
He definitely did.
I know. He was just teasing her.
She ends up coming back while he's wounded.
Yeah.
And he's just like, I got my new wife over here. Like, that's a win moment,
See how I'm doing?
Yeah. And then he totally is just like, how about you stop being an idiot and get her some tea or some juice? I thought the storyline was good. I thought the revenge, because those are all genuine emotional. You could tell, like, he was stoic, but there were emotional. He stays back to get revenge. He goes to try and kill the boss to get revenge. Like, it was all very... maybe not necessarily realistic, but they were all things that you could, what's the word I'm looking for? Relate to.
Yeah.
You could relate to wanting to stab some guy for killing all your friends. You could relate to
paying a hooker a lot of money to talk.
Just sit there and talk.
Yeah.
Yeah. To catch, shoot the breeze. You got to get some information. Now, that's the gangster thing to do is I need information here.
It's a cop thing to do, too.
I wouldn't know. I've never been a law enforcement officer.
Mm.
But this is a 5 buckets movie for me.
All right.
It's
Okay.
Zatoichi, obviously, is the golden standard, like you said. Like, that is a. You really just can't beat that. But this was in a different vein of the 5 buckets.
Yeah, different. It's definitely a different.
Yeah,
Feel.
I mean, you got a Yakuza movie versus.
Yeah,
Blind.
obviously, they're different genres.
Yeah.
Well, there's still Yakuza movies. He's just a blind swordsman.
Yeah.
Yakuza.
Before
set
they were Yakuza.
a few hundred years ago.
Yes.
Well, there you go. Hopefully next week we get to 300 subscribers. I will be hurting Nick in some way.
Some way.
I haven't decided
He's
exactly.
going to burn my tattoos
So
off.
Nick said it was fine to go for the face as long as it was with a blade because he wants.
Oh,
a cool
that's
scar.
right. He wanted this cool knife scar on his
Yeah.
face. He did say
So
Diagonal slash or, like, straight down the arm.
that. You want one in between, like.
or do you want one like Bardock where it's like
No.
this, the father
Oh,
goes
if you
to-
got an X, that makes me look like Rurouni Kenshin. That would be sick.
Okay.
There you go. Okay.
All right.
There's something to work
That's an agreement on here.
with. There you go.
Cool.
Till next week.
Yep.
Hit the button. Thank you.